Hello again, everyone, and welcome to the Locker Room Podcast. Before we get started, I got to put my disclaimer up because I got two dynamite guests this evening, and they may say anything. Don't blame me for what they say. But before we get going, I got a couple of shout outs that I want to do. Let's see. First of all, we lost a good one right here. I'm going to dedicate this podcast to Mr. Peebo Bryson. Mr. Peebo Bryson. We lost him this week. He's a great artist. I went to a number of his concerts, and we also lost Foster Silvers too. So tonight we're gonna honor those people. Also, my nephew Kobe Vance was named head baseball coach at St. Anne Parcelli in Columbus, Georgia. You know, Kobe played for the University of Alabama. And I also knew him when he played Little League Baseball. That's him playing Little League Baseball. So shout out to Kobe.
He grown now.
Yeah, he grown now. The National Alliance for African American Athletes, Orlando chapter, which I'm the vice president of, will be hosting a youth summit at Ocoee High School in Orlando, July the 31st. I'll be hosting a number of great speakers, and we have a lot of great stuff for the kids. Don't just let your kids play ball. They need some backing. They need to learn something, some substance to go with that athletic ability. Okay? So tonight, I got two people. Man, look at here. I'm kind of nervous. I've been biting my fingernails all day trying to see how I'm gonna spin this thing, but I'm gonna introduce my guest. First of all, in the top right corner, I'm gonna say some stuff you don't remember. Back in 1999, he and him got to be good friends in Baltimore, Maryland, eating crab cakes. Yeah. I was broadcasting for Bethune-Cookman University, and he was the originator of Cat Eye Network film director, Mr. Sean Bass. Hello, Sean.
Hey, happy to be here. Hey.
You think I didn't remember that time on the wharf in Baltimore? You think I didn't remember we was playing Morgan State? You remember? I forgot.
Yeah, you went all the way back, man.
I went all the way back.
Yeah.
Down at the bottom.
Yeah.
Beautiful young lady out of Arkansas, out of Tulsa, she's been everywhere, Knoxville. She's been everywhere. I followed her journey for a number of years. She's a young lady who's doing comedy now by faith. Meet and greet Miss Henny B.
Hey.
Hey.
Hello, Henny.
I was gonna say something much worse, so I'll take that. That was a nice introduction. You can be my host anytime.
Yeah, that was good.
That was very
good. Okay. All right.
Right.
I don't know about this, Sean. He know us too well.
Are y'all there?
Yes, he does.
I don't know how this gonna go because he know both of us way too well. So
yeah.
I sure do. Sean.
Yeah, what's up, man?
Let's see if I can remember. Way back 22 years ago.
Okay.
You entered a contest in California, man. Tell us about it.
Wow. There's so many different ones. Which contest was this?
The Comedy Central that you won.
Oh, yeah. So no, I got started, yeah. That picture there. Yeah. I did was a Comedy Central's open mic fight. And that was good. It was for they did it in different regions, the north, the south, the east, the west, and the central of the state actually, or the central of the country. And then they had kind of like a championship, and all sponsored by Comedy Central. And I made it to the finals. It was me and two other comics that made it to the finals. So, but yeah, that was kind of one of my first competitions that got me some good street cred, I guess.
Tell us a little bit about the Biggie Small incident.
Well, yeah, I mean, and it's good. When you do comedy, and I look at my life. I started off playing football. Was always a jokester on the football field, in the locker room, on the bus on the way to games or on the plane on the way to games and things like that. So I played offensive line, and so a big guy, and there was a good opportunity to audition for the role of Biggie Smalls in the movie Notorious. During that time frame, I was pretty good into my comedy, and then so I got the 2 callbacks. So I was up in New York, and it was like an open call audition. That means anybody that looks like Biggie shows up, right? And so it was, Biggie was 6'3", 350, 400 pounds, and it was like, I don't know, 500 Biggies at this audition, right? So, just imagine that many guys, vying to be Biggie and trying to out Biggie each other, and so it was a good opportunity. I, went in, did the audition, and then they called me back like the next day. And the guy that actually got the role, when I was walking out of the audition room, after I did my sides, because they give you the sides to do, and after I walked out of the audition room, he walked in, and we kind of did the little brother nod to each other. And when we did that, it's kind of like, I'm looking at him like, yeah, I'm gonna be the Biggie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I look nice, with the glasses on, but if I take them off, then I can get the lazy eye. Oh,
Okay.
I can do the Biggie a little bit, right? But but obviously I didn't get the part because I'm here. But the dude that played Biggie, when he died, I'm gonna play him in the movie. So so sooner or later I'm gonna get my Biggie shine. Sooner or later, right. Biggie as a grandpa or something. I don't know.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We can look to the more of that later. Henny, tell us your story. How did you get in it? We know you was a class clown and you was always cracking on folk around the house. Tell us how you got into it.
Me? Are you serious? No.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, my story is not as glamorous as Sean's, but I had just had breast cancer for the second time, had a double mastectomy, been sitting at home for, a little over 4.5 months, and had 5 surgeries. And yep, that's me. Before the surgery, of course. But I took that picture the day before I had the surgery. But had the surgery, and I'm sitting around, and it was a comedian in Tulsa that used to, check on me and everything. His name was Billy Bell. May he rest in peace. He would check on me. Yeah. I didn't know you was gonna have a picture. I'm gonna cry now. Stop. But he would check on me and just encourage me. And he was like, "Girl, you funny. You sick and you funny." And I like, well, I ain't trying to be funny. I'm, I was just talking. And so he was hosting an open mic one night, and here I am. Everything just kind of fell into place. It was he took me under his wing and introduced me to people, and I started getting shows. I did some contests like Sean did. I did what's called March Madness. Oh my God, how you got all these pictures? He just pulling them out the woodwork. That's the night I won. And I was the newest comedian in 50. It was 50 comedians, and I was the newest. Wow. And I beat all 49 of them, including one of my my mentors, Cece, was in it as well. But yeah, I found a passion in it. I didn't know I was funny. I didn't. My daughter used to always tell me, "Mama, you should be a comedian," and I'd be like, "Girl, no." Yeah. And here I am.
So it's another version of putting belt to ass.
That's a different night. I won a contest. That was a different contest. That was the Funny Women of Comedy contest, and I won that one.
Okay. All right, let's get into the comedy a little bit. Let me ask a few questions. For example, back in my day, my mom had Jackie Mom's Mabley albums, and we listened to Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory was a comic too. Yeah. And I used to love me some Richard Pryor. I know all of us love that nigga's crazy. 1999.
Still love him.
Oh yeah.
But here's the thing. Back then, stand up. Those guys had a routine. They had it in their mind how they were gonna go at it. But most of the comedy you see now, you piggybacking off the audience. You're going at the audience, and you're going at the spouse. Or how is that done? I mean, tell us about that.
Yeah.
Because you see Mojo, he goes straight at the audience.
A lot of comedians, and Sean can answer this better than me because he the superstar. But
Um,
what I see is a lot of people lean on engagement, on crowd engagement. Now that can go terribly wrong if you got the wrong crowd.
mhm.
I mean, I have been blessed to be able to pick the ones, before the show, be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get them. Oh, they look safe.
Yeah,
Oh, he look like he gonna say something real crazy to me. I'm gonna try him.
yeah,
But sometimes I've seen him get up there and try it, and it goes terribly wrong.
yeah,
It goes
yeah.
terribly wrong.
No, it does. I mean, I think as you look at when you go to comedy shows, and people they go and they see all the famous comedians. The most organic um, moments are the most funniest. And so, yeah, you have your script, you have your set, you know what you're going to do, you know what you want to get through, you know what you want to work on. You want to say something different from show one that you're going to say in show two. That's funny. But
Hey,
you
Cup,
just,
I like that picture, that hair. I like
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. I was letting my hair grow out and being wild with. Actually, with that show, I did that show was with Earthquake at a comedy club called Soul Joe's. During the pandemic, everything was shut down, so this guy opened up a club outside, and Earthquake had a gig there, and I showed up, and I ended up hosting the event. But no, the most organic times is when are the funniest, and as a comic, you are kind of like a concert trained pianist. To have people that you can say something to at some point as you see them walk in, like Henny said. And I got some friends now that started off doing that on TikTok, and now they're eating very well. A friend of mine, Nate Jackson, is doing very good with it. I mean, he's going
oh,
around the
Nate, I
country.
love Nate, man. I love that dude.
Yeah, yeah. When I did Bill Bellamy's Who's Got Jokes on TV One, and I remember Nate, saw me. He's like, Sean Banks, and he just became a cool guy. He used to go do his room up in Seattle, and now he's just he's famous from crowd work. But the thing is, he's a good comic too. So,
Yeah.
like Henny said, it can go wrong. It can go wrong if you're not quick with it enough. So you have to be able to kind of pop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So,
Definitely got to be able to pivot.
you
When,
have
you- when you guys find yourself against a brick wall like this one right here, that's Henny at the Improv. What goes through your mind when you look out and you see the people engaging with you? What goes through your mind of how far you want to go?
I'm like Master P, ain't no limits. I'm a no limit soldier. You gonna get what I got. The only time I might, curb a little is I'm at church or some corporate event has given me the right money to not say something crazy. But on that stage, I mean, I try not to be disrespectful. I never want anybody to leave with a feeling that they didn't enjoy it, whether they're the bystander or the person I'm attacking. As I've heard, somebody said, "You attacked me tonight." But I don't know. There's no limits. If you keep going with me, I like hecklers. Don't put them out. Let's do this. I got the mic. What you gonna do?
right.
you know.
Right. You're
So
louder than them too, right? You're a lot louder than the hecklers. As far as me, when I'm behind or in front of that brick wall, when I'm in the club or at the event or whatever it is, it's just a rush. I mean, I remember the first time that I did stand up comedy in the comedy club. Because I remember like when I was at Cookman, I was on this. There was a competition, a comedy competition, and it was on the yard over on the quad over there by the cafeteria, and it was during the NBA lockout, and Vince Carter had just got drafted, and he was there during this whole event. And I remember getting on stage, and I don't know what it was, but I started doing impersonations of the college president, Dr. Bronson, and then I also was doing other little impersonations of other famous people, and I saw Vince Carter, and I just started cracking jokes on him, and it was cool though, and he enjoyed it, and it was like cool to have like a superstar right there, and I'm cracking these jokes. So, but after that, man, I just had a little bit of a rush, and I got most comical male at Bethune-Cookman, and then my first time going to a comedy club stage, I remember Rod Z was there. It was at the Orlando Improv, and I sat in the front, and I think they sat me in the front on purpose. I'm a big guy, and I like to give comics some fuel to kind of say something to me, right? But you can't say nothing to me because Banks will tell you. I'll let you know. And I remember this comic came down, um, and he came down to the stage. The Orlando Improv used to have these stairs that lead you down to the stage, and this comic went up, and he died a horrible death. I mean, it was bad. And I remember when he came down to the stage, Rozzy said, you know, Rozzy sound like Fantasia when he talk. Oh, he about to get booed. He about to get booed, man. He about to get booed, man. He about to boo him. Watch, they gonna boo him real bad. Watch, man. Watch it. They about to boo him. And he got down there. The guy didn't say one. He got probably 2 words in, and they just booed the hell out of him. And at that moment, I was a regular, because you know we are like superheroes. I was a regular, what they call that? I was a civilian. I was just going to work, going home, going to work, going home. And at that time, I looked at that and I said, I can do this. And so when I got up there to do it my first time, I didn't see people. I just saw a dark room. You know what I mean? I saw a dark room at the Orlando Improv. And I remember they weren't going to let me get up. Like when I was there, the radio station in Orlando, they had a host. And all the comics, I walk up to them because here I am working in my day job in corporate America at the Space Center. And I'm going over to the Orlando Improv on Tuesday night, which is Apollo night, Black night, right? And so I go over there and I'm trying to talk to the guy who puts the whole thing on and say, hey, man, let me get up. I'm funny. Because I was funny on the football field. I was funny, you know, in the hood, you know, let me up. And he was like, well, who are you? I'm like, I'm Sean Banks, you know. So, you don't know those Sean Banks. And he wouldn't let me up. So the host of the radio show, 102 Jams, he was a morning show host, DJ Hooker. Shout out to DJ Hooker. I had to give him props every time. I said, man, they won't let me go up. He said, well, you a comedian? I said, yeah. And I did a Bernie Mac impersonation. You know what I'm saying? I said, I'm sick of it. I'm tired of it. Dang, I'm just sick of them not respecting me. Let me get up on stage right now. I said something like that, right? And he was like, oh, no, you got to go up. And they let me on stage. And I remember all I saw was a black room, dark room, and HAs and LOLs coming at me after everything I said. And it was all organic, you know, and, you know, so that rush that you said when we were up there in front of that brick wall, it's like she said, it's no limit, but it's just it's
euphoric.
Yes, it's euphoric. It's magical.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's hear your take, Henny, of the brick wall. That's the loony bean right there.
Yeah, that's the Looney Bin. That's the first comedy club that I actually ever performed in. But for me, you know, when I'm kind of like him. But when I get on stage, as soon as I hear my name, I'm her. You know, it's over with. It's I can't lose. I feel it in my soul. Somebody gonna laugh. Y'all not already paid y'all money. You know, if you don't laugh, I already got your money. You know, so I'm hyping myself up from the time they play my first beat on my song to they say my name, and I hit that stage, and it's not work. I think that's the most important thing for me is it's not work. I don't feel stressed. I feel like I'm providing a service and it's bringing me joy at the same time. But being somewhere like the Improv, and you know, Sean has been everywhere in the world. But for me, you know, being somewhere like the Improv or any comedy club, reputable comedy club, because you know, I done the bars, the dives, you know, the back of the pizza parlor, all of that. But when I stepped on the Improv stage, it was like, I don't know, Luther's first time at the Apollo. I don't know. You know, and I got a standing ovation. We were sold out. I was the headliner. That was my first big headliner. I was like, ooh. But I don't see nothing either. I think, Sean, for us as comedians, like you were saying, the LOLs and the ha-has was I love that shirt. No, the LOLs and stuff coming. I think we the first animated AIs because you really can see them in the sky. It's like somebody laughter coming towards you, and it just fuels you even. I'm telling you, it's euphoric. If you have the talent, it ain't the barbershop jokes. It ain't like telling your classmates jokes. It ain't the family reunion jokes. These are, you know, for me, 99% of the people don't even know who I am when I walk in. But to hear the eruption of noise, of laughter, of acceptance of my story, and people hear, girl, that's right, or don't let me ask the audience a question and they answer it right. I'd be like, it ain't just me, it just, I feel like it's euphoric. It's nothing. I've never experienced anything like it.
Mhm. No, it's true. It's true. And I used to get to a point to where if I didn't perform on the stage, I would get sick. I would have this feeling of drained or sick to my stomach sometimes because I mean maybe it was just a rush or whatever it was, and I'm not a sickly person. I mean I've been very blessed to be healthy and all these good things, but I would get sick if I'm not in front of that audience, if I'm not in front on that stage. And so but yeah, I've been to a lot of places. I've done comedy across the world. This was when I was over in Copenhagen, over in Denmark, and I did the Hard Rock Cafe over there, and that was fun. And
I'm trying to be like you when
Denmark.
I grow up.
Oh yeah, you're already there. You're already there because Denmark, Denmark is where they make Ozempic. So that's
I
where they
need to
make
be
Ozempic.
over there.
Yeah, so I was over there looking for it
I
because I was
need to
like, I
be
know
over
they got it in
there.
the
Can
vending
you
machines in the
hook
gas
me up
station.
with a show over there just so I can get a few shots?
I know they got it in the vending machines in the gas station. Let me get 22 on pump 10 and one of
Hello,
those Ozempic.
bing, bing.
Yeah, but no, it's a thing where like I said, I the laughter is healing, and it really is. I mean, when you think about if you laugh, I mean, they even have like laugh yoga where you just fake laugh. You know what I'm saying? It helps. It helps you feel better, even if you're faking it, right? So, uh, comedy is, and comedy is being attacked too, and we can talk about that, later. But I just love it, man. And I'm at a different phase now, but and laughter too. I mean, like you said, I've been to different places. I've been to different countries, and it's all the same. People laugh the same. It sounds the same. You just may have to say your set a little slower, for them to understand. But it's all the same. It's situational, right? So, that's what I love about it. Yep.
You you mentioned earlier that comedy is being attacked. Comedy got a big boost with the Will Smith slapping of Chris Rock. A lot of people piggybacked off that and put that in their set. I know Henny B put something in her set too. So tell us about the attack on comedy. Yeah, you did.
What
You
did I
used some of
say?
that too.
Look,
I
let's
don't I
test
can't
it. What
remember.
did I say?
Yeah. What did you say?
Okay.
What did you say?
What did I
I can't
say?
remember. I can't remember. I can't remember. I know you said something about I wish you would
I
come up
just
here and
said
slap me.
I said I ain't Chris Rock, so
Yeah.
you can run up
But
here. You can
everybody
because
used that defense.
this is not the Grammys. This is Source Awards. Don't come up here.
But
Right.
that's what I mean. Like when I say comedy is being attacked like that, that's one part of it. Because for some reason, sometime people felt like they can just run up on the stage on the comic, freedom of speech or whatever. And you know what? This is the thing. You got to be very bold to run up on me, fam. You know what I'm saying? Let me take glasses off. I look too nice with the glasses on. You got to be very
Sean,
bold to run
Sean,
up on me.
You
You
can't show
understand
a
me?
picture where he's smiling
Yeah, you can't show a
and
picture
he
where I'm
and he
smiling
and
with the
he
shirt
talking
open.
hard.
You know what I mean?
I'm showing this because I was at this one, the Madcaps in
Oh,
Farm
yeah.
Coast, remember?
Oh,
And this
yeah,
girl
that's
was by me. She was drunk, man. She was trying to come up there. And I was like, girl, you get up there if you want.
right.
That's the night I came and saw you with Derek Lourdes. Remember we showed up
Oh
that
yeah,
night?
yeah. Derek Lourdes, yeah. Well,
Yeah,
broad shoulder Derek Lourdes. Look like he got shoulder
yeah,
pads on every time.
yeah. Football
Um,
player.
but no, hey, uh, so Oklahoma, I would tell you when I talk about comedy being attacked, and and this is a great podcast and platform that you got here, but your viewers need to know, don't try to run up on the comic. I don't think nobody is going to try to do that. But I remember, Henny, you know how it is when you do those two shows. You got the 8 o'clock show and then you got the 10:30. 9 times out of 10 at 10:30, the people already went somewhere else. They've been pre-gaming. They already kind of drunk a little bit. I did a show in Oklahoma City at the Looney Bin, and I'm doing my show. And this is when people were running up on the stage on comics, and I was like, "Well, it ain't gonna happen to me." You know what I'm saying? I'm an ex-offensive lineman. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'3", 300 something odd pounds. You feel me? So yeah, ain't nobody gonna run up on me. And so I'm up there doing my show. And I remember I had somebody from corporate America come out and see my show, or somebody I worked with. Because in my day job at the time, I was an ethics and compliance officer for a Fortune 100 company. So I'm serious, comedian at night, corporate Negro in the daytime, And so this person, and I can put the mask on and do the whole thing. So this person was at the show with their people. And I'm telling these jokes, and this dude is in the audience with two women. And I knew between the first and the second show, you know how it is when people tell you, "Oh, good show, you funny," and then the people hadn't seen you yet, and you kind of want to hide from them because you don't want them to see you. They're like, "Oh, so you the comedian?" He said to me, "Oh, you the comedian? You think you're funny?" It was like a slow motion when he said it because he must have been drinking Henny. It was like, "You the comedian? You must be funny." And so I'm looking at the bull. So that's how you say bull up here, because I'm up here outside of Philly now. I say bull. I talk like Philly people. So I'm looking at the bull. I'm like, "Yeah, man, I'm the comedian." He's like, "I'm better. I'm funnier than you." I said, "Oh, it's all right, man. Let's go and enjoy the show." Now he's with two women. Now I don't know what the situation was that night for him with the two women he was with, but okay, cool. He's sitting down. I'm telling my jokes. I'm 30 minutes in, and every time I say a joke, he yells something. Right where your punchline. And you know how that can be. Yeah. All comedians know, and all aspiring comedians that are watching out there, when somebody says something right when you get to your punchline, it throws you off. You don't like it, and it don't hit as hard. You see what I'm saying? So after he said something, I just took the show to him. I started hitting him with a few huts. You know what I'm saying? I'm going at him, and I think I know it affected him with his two little female women friends that he was with. You know what I'm saying? So, and the crowd is laughing. So he stood up and he said it. He said, "You a bitch." And the way he said it kind of in slow motion. It seemed like it came out. Oh, man. I don't know why I like doing slow motion so much.
I don't either, but I love it. So go ahead. Keep doing.
Let me rewind that. Yeah. He said, "You a bitch." And so when he said it, at that point, I said, "Well, if you see a bitch, slap a bitch." You know what I mean? I said, "If you see a bitch, slap a bitch then." Now, here I am in Oklahoma City. I don't know anybody in Oklahoma City. I know my uncle. My uncle was in a place called...
You know in Oklahoma City?
I was in Oklahoma City.
Was I there then?
No, you wasn't there.
Yeah.
I don't think you got a chance to come out. I don't know. But my uncle was in a place called Spencer.
Oh, yeah, right up the road.
Yeah, he came to the first show. I'm happy my uncle wasn't there the second show because he'd probably be in prison right now. So I told him, if you see one, smack one. Don't you know this dude started walking towards the stage. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to be the first night that I'm going to have to knock the out of somebody. And I really, really composed myself, but I took the mic stand and I put it behind me. I'm like, I'm not going to go down for a charge because I'm protecting myself. And the security came over and tackled him, and glass was breaking, and the people that were from corporate America, they looking at this like, oh, you know what I'm saying? They're, concerned. And I ended up, finishing my set, but I cracked some jokes about him and kept going. But that was the first time. And I said, well, comedy is being attacked, man. And I don't know. It's just the freedom of speech thing, right? You can say what you want. Like you said, Henny, you don't want to be disrespectful to people or mean or curt. But it's therapy for us, and especially for you when you came into comedy, it's therapy. Yeah. So that's my story on that.
But it's being attacked. I mean, I don't know if you saw the video of what happened in Tulsa at the Tulsa Comedy Club. At Tony's show, the feature was up there. Demario Oates was up there. And dude was cussing at him and calling him out of his name and all this stuff. And he was rushing the stage, but Demario is like cock diesel. He jumped off the stage and gave him what he wanted. Yeah. And then the girlfriend jumped in it. Oh, and he gave her what she wanted. That's and then everybody started running because they thought he was going to the car to get the blicky.
Yeah.
It was over, but it is. I've had some Some people like, throw some words, but I always tell them, don't let the smile fool you.
Yeah, yeah. Don't let it fool you.
I still got Megan knees and I can kick you with these feet, so
Hey,
don't play with me.
that's
Don't
what's
play
She
with
up.
me.
got a little, she got a little Derringer in her wallet too. I know she got a little Derringer, 99
Oh yeah,
Derringer.
yeah. Okay.
Feel, feel.
Pew pew. Yeah. No, it's it's a fun sport. Comedy it
That's
is.
a good
Right?
way to say it. Yes,
It's a fun sport, but to bring joy to people. I
absolutely.
mean, if you got to think about it, Henny, what we do, and all the other people that are watching, and if you're an aspiring comedian, if you're a comedian watching, anybody that's watching, and even people who do speaking engagements and all that, you feel that rush when you hear all that laughter. But
Hmm.
for us, I mean, and I'm a humble guy, but you got to realize, I mean, we got to be a little cocky too, because I walk into a room full of strangers in different cities and countries or whatever, and I command them when to laugh.
Yeah.
They laugh when I say laugh, right? You know what I mean?
I
And
just like how you say it. I don't
yes,
put it quite that eloquently,
right.
but I like how you
Yeah,
say it.
yeah. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, it's they laugh when I say laugh. And if they don't, when I laugh, then it's not a good show if they're not laughing, right? But when I command you to laugh, you laugh. That's you got to be cocky in something like that, right?
Yeah.
So
Tell me how you got hooked up with Down Under. You was telling me something about Australia.
no, it wasn't Australia. Even though I like to go down there to Australia and be down there. And he's smiling for a long time. Why is she smiling so much?
You frozen?
Is she just that happy?
Must be frozen.
Yeah, she frozen. Okay. No, I didn't get hooked up with Down Under, and I, everybody, and everybody even that's watching this podcast right now, you have um, goals and things that you want to do in life, right? Um, I have a goal to see the seven wonders of the world, and for me, it's a personal thing. I'm happy to say that I've seen two of the seven wonders so far. So
You
with
looking at
the
the third? Hey,
hey,
how
go
you
ahead on,
doing?
Henny. Ooh, the third
Now,
wonder
wait
is
a minute.
faith.
Pause, Daryl. If you wanted me to be quiet, you didn't have to cut me
Yeah.
off.
No, you was frozen. You was
You didn't
frozen. You was
have
in
to
the
hit the.
movie.
You didn't have to hit the button.
No, you was
Yeah,
in the movie Frozen.
you can
We were saying,
smile.
no, she's smiling for a long time. She got some cheeks on her. And see, look at Sean.
I ain't frozen. I was just doing it. I was asking.
I'm
That's
praying.
how you
I'm
was
praying for him, Sean. That's all I can do.
looking.
I thought
No,
you had me moved for a minute.
not down under in Australia, but what I said with Henny, what I was saying was when you frozen and came back, I got this goal to see the seven wonders of the world, and not only to see the seven wonders, but to perform comedy in those areas. So I lost my mom in 2022, and I know I was talking to her before. I lost her and telling her, Mom, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna go see the world, because we're from a small town right across the bridge from St. Louis, Missouri, called Alton, Illinois. And my mom always thought, like, when I'm going somewhere different, like, be careful, they're gonna kidnap you. You know what I'm saying? Nobody gonna kidnap this big old boy. Mom, I'll be all right. But I lost her in December of 2022, and in February of 2023, I went to see my first wonder, which was the Rome Coliseum. And it was just great to be in that country. I went down the Amalfi Coast. I ate wine and pasta, all the pizza I wanted. I gained about 38,000 pounds. No, but I enjoyed that trip, and I performed at the Rome Comedy Club. And so that was my first real out of country performance. And then last year, had the opportunity to go to India. So I did a show in Delhi and saw the Taj Mahal. So that was fun. My next trip will be, like, when I say down under, is South America. I'm looking to get down to see Machu Picchu. And if there's a bar or something like that, I'll just get up. And if I just got to do like 5 minutes or something like that, then I'll do it. Christ the Redeemer is in Brazil. Got the Great Wall of China, Petra Jordan, and then also I think a easy one to see is the one in Mexico, Chichen Itza. So, or Itzen Chincha, or Chichen, yeah, that one.
You itching?
So,
What you say?
yeah,
No.
yeah. But it's a personal flex for me. It's a personal thing that I want to do, and so. But yeah, that's the thing. So not Australia though.
Well, you say, okay, how can we get this person and this person?
Not our
How
animation.
can we get them on the same card? How can we get you on the same stage?
My name don't carry no weight in the room with him. So, all he got to do is call, and I'm like, I'm en route. I mean, if you within a 5,000-mile radius and say,
Yeah, I
"Hey,
heard
let's
about how
go,"
fast you drive. I heard about how fast you
and
drive.
You
and
drive
my and
fast?
my record is
I'll do it.
clean. The key is wearing a short skirt when you're driving.
Is that it?
You can figure it out. I ain't got to tell you.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's
How
it.
you doing, officer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mhm,
You're
yeah.
like, yeah. I've
Thank you.
gotten out of tickets though. I've gotten out of tickets saying that I'm a comedian on the way to a show. That's why I'm driving fast. I've gotten out of tickets on 95 headed north up to Jacksonville, and I was down there close to Daytona. I was coming from Brevard County, and this officer pulled me over, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm trying to make it to a show." All right, well, drive safe.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
You had that happen?
Yeah. And
Yeah,
I actually, you know what? How he said, I don't believe you. That's what he said. And I
yeah.
was like, here, scan my QR code.
Oh, so you got QR codes? I need to
And
get
he
myself.
scanned it. I made it myself.
Yeah,
But he scanned it and he was like, you are,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
what? All right, just be careful. I'm a radio
Mhm,
ahead because you've been running
mhm,
into two of my buddies. And I was
yeah.
like, well, thank you.
That's good. They could have given you an escort
I
to
was on my
the.
way to Memphis. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, but I do drive fast too. So I mean, to get there, but to get us on the same card is just really when opportunity line up. I mean, you were in. Where are you? What part of the country are you in?
I am in, I'm just north of the imaginary city of Atlanta.
Okay, okay, good. So you're just north of the ATL. Okay, so it's just a matter of whenever we had the opportunity. You know how it is. You grinding, I'm grinding. It's I carry a little bit of weight, but I don't. I still have a day job and everything like that, and I love
As do
it.
I. As do
That's
I.
the thing, and that can be a touchy subject to talk about too when it comes to comedy. And I had comedians and that have said to me, these people are doing it full time. Well, you ain't no real comedian unless you eating off of this. And
Unless you starving off of this.
yeah, unless you starve up, right? I'm like, well, I eat a lot, and so that little, what I'm saying, $350 show right there ain't gonna do it for me. You know what I'm saying? You talking about people with mortgages $2,500, car note $500. You know what I'm saying? Grocery bill with a growing 11-year-old boy $500, $600. You know
Everybody
what I'm
out
saying?
here ain't Miss Pat. Ain't got a
Wrong.
show. Ain't got a, you know.
Yeah.
I
So
not now my story is I gave my notice in 2020.
mm,
I was finna just throw you see faith. I was about to
yeah,
go. I
yeah,
was ready. And then
mhm,
COVID said, no, you ain't.
yeah,
I mean,
yeah,
it hit like right when I gave my note. I was like,
yeah.
no, I'm good. I need insurance.
Yeah, you gotta have insurance, right? And that's the thing is, I mean, I think Steve Harvey has said it too. Like, you got to jump out there on faith. I got a lot of comedian friends, and even during the pandemic, I was hitting them with some bread
Yeah.
because they weren't able to do their shows. One of the biggest flex for a comic is it is a grind, it's a hustle. Unless you really got that following, you can really sell out the clubs, which I've sold out clubs and stuff before, but it hasn't been consistently in every city or state across the country. It's not that demand for me to do that when I don't have the millions of followers, right? Or a lot of followers. So, I have to be strategic in the way I do this. And Hollywood has called me before. Hollywood has called me a couple of times, until they call me again and the benefits outweigh the risk. And then,
Absolutely.
I'll do that. But I'm good with what I'm doing now. I got some good things that I'm working on that I'm pivoting on. Writing a book, doing a podcast. So it's all fun stuff, man. I'm in a good place.
Okay. Can I put you guys on the spot? I'm gonna do it anyway.
We know. I don't.
All right.
I appreciate the courtesy though.
Okay. I'm celebrating Juneteenth early. Juneteenth is actually June the 19th.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And we all know what Juneteenth means, right?
Yep.
Barbecue.
Okay, Sean. Okay, Sean, you're on stage. You're on stage. Tell us a little bit about Juneteenth, your way.
All right, that is a put on the spot.
It
Yeah. Well, so Juneteenth is, if you look at it from a high level standpoint, Abraham Lincoln said there was no more. He signed the Emancipation Proclamation, right? He signed it. I got my cheat sheet up here. During the Civil War, President Abraham Lincoln issues the Emancipation Proclamation. And here's the thing, because I did this in corporate America. I did something called it was like a presentation where just imagine you work in corporate America around a lot of, people that's not like us, but you get all the people that's like us, and we singing Negro spirituals and telling people and giving them the story of what Juneteenth is about. Because in a Juneteenth, like if I'm giving up there, like as a comedian, I would say, we out there working hard, picking cotton, doing all these things for Massa and them, and it's this dude that just rolled into town. And he like, hey man, you ain't gotta do that no more. And you like, what you mean I ain't gotta do that no more? We free. We free. That's what you mean free. Like, I'm working, I can get paid for this, So that's kind of how a little slant that I would put on it. But in corporate America, what I did was for Juneteenth, I said, you know what? We need to raise awareness on what Juneteenth is about. So I got a group of other African-American co-workers. We rehearsed like 5 different Negro spirituals. And then I narrated, what Juneteenth was all about. And then the narration led up to the different songs, the different spirituals, Wade in the Water, what was the reason behind it, all the different ones. And it was a very impactful event. It was a little bit biting. And the reason why I say it was biting for them, not for us, but it was biting for them because I showed this video, and everybody's watching this. You can go and you can get it from Amazon, Google, whatever. It's called Unchained Memories. It's about slaves talking about their, the real encounters of what happened. But it's narrated by celebrities. So Samuel L. Jackson, Angela Bassett, all these different people are narrating what the actual slaves wrote. And but Juneteenth is precious and special. But that's what I would do. I would go on a slant of, we ain't got to work no more, and the person coming into town, and I would do a little bit of that. Yep.
Miss Henny?
How you gonna let him go first?
He took
Ladies first.
He took it.
No, you
Say
said
the best for last.
Well, unlike the educated version, being a former Black History teacher. Shout out to J.A. Fair in Little Rock.
Clock it.
Clock that T. If it was today, if I was getting on the stage doing it today, I'd probably come out on Lil Miami, where all my scamming. And that's spin it. Yeah, I would probably come out on that because that would bring us together as a people.
Yes.
And then you only got to tell one joke when it comes to Juneteenth, and I've never done it, but I might do it if ain't nobody watching us, Sean, and steal it. You know how
yeah, you know what I mean.
But I'm gonna just say, Black folks always late. That'd be my joke. Black folks always late.
Hey, that's
it
funny.
Started at 10. That's what CP time started doing June to June 19th. They talking about CP time. That's when it started on June 19th. So that would be my rendition of that. I'm gonna let Sean have that educated side because at this big age, I ain't trying to educate you. I'm just trying to make you laugh.
It's all good. No, it's good. and that's what it is. It's different point of views and perspectives.
I like yours though. That's something I would have done in 2007 when I was teaching. Like that would have been really impactful in my classroom with them little knuckleheads.
Yeah. Now
but
you're not teaching no more, so your point of view or perspective will be more of somebody who's free.
no, we still ain't free. we
Somebody who's free from the board of education.
they letting freedom ring. We over here hearing it.
Yeah, we're hearing it. Did you hear it? My ears are ringing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys, you know, I'm out of time. I'm never ever out of sports. I'm glad you guys came, but before we go, I want to give you this.
What's up?
I just get a pinch.
Yeah, just a little
Yeah,
bit.
just get a pinch. Just get a pinch. You get a pinch of it. We're out of time. Never, ever, ever out of word. I'm working on some stuff.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm the vice president of the National Alliance of African American Athletes in Orlando, and we had a Zoom meeting yesterday, and they're pushing me to do something in January to honor some people in Orlando. So I'm gonna add comedy to it, and I'm gonna put in the budget to bring Henny B,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna bring Sean Funny Banks.
Hey, let's do it, man.
We're gonna raise some money for kids, and we're gonna do some stuff.
Yeah.
How that sound?
I love it.
Sounds
Okay.
wonderful.
Okay. All right. We're out of time. Never, ever, ever out of blackness. Juneteenth. Thank you for coming on tonight, guys. Good night.
Thank you.
Thanks all.
Bye, Annie.
Bye, darling.
See ya.
Bye, Sean.
Bye.